Hiya folks, it's Kikoskia here, and it's time for something completely different. Send in the Murlocs, with their top hats and their canes, dancing away! Oh silly Murlocs, why are you so silly? Murlocs have taken over the tavern. Choose a class and get a deck of random class spells and a whole mess of Murlocs in the Tavern Brawl. From Wednesday through till Sunday, ending Monday, the Tavern Brawl typically turns the rules of Hearthstone on their head completely, giving you unique rule sets and situations where you need to play against opponents and prevail. The first win in a Tavern Brawl gets you a classic pack. This one is quite an interesting one because you get access to the Shaman quest Unite the Murlocs by default, and you need to play loads of Murlocs, gain control of the board, and defeat your opponent. Alternatively, you can just go face and try and pummel your opponent into oblivion. Murlocs are like that. Everything is to play for, as we play with Paladin to start with. Why not? Paladin have quite a few decent spells to get rid of Murlocs. You have Consecration, you have Avenging Wrath, and you also have things that will buff Murlocs. You don't need to worry about the class cards, as it were, because your deck is full of random Murlocs from random classes.
Versus Thrall.
Here's a Shaman. Hello. Let's keep Call to Arms, shall we? Because there's a good chance that we're going to be getting a lot of Murlocs with that. Competitive Spirit is not a bad secret to see either. Everything here is from all of the expansions. That is from the Grand Tournament, so we're going to see Standard and Wild cards here. This is a Golden Shaman. That means that they've won 500 matches in Ranked with Shaman. Hello.
Hello, hello, hello.
We have at least a decent curve up to turn 4, but considering we're going to be drawing Murlocs, chances are we're going to get things to... Ooh, there is a Murloc Raider. And here is our turn 1. The Burlock is a good choice here. We will freeze your Murloc, and then we can buff our Murloc to a 3/3 and trade. Then we can play Nightmare Amalgam, and from there, who knows? Who knows what the opponent's going to have either? A Murloc Tide Hunter. Okay. We have the Sea Devil Stinger, which could be useful at some point. I'm going to buff this here. We're going to trade there. That means we're quite likely to have a Murloc on the board at the end of the opponent's turn, unless... Okay, Primal Fin, look out, not so bad. You're going to trade there and then go face. To be expected. I think Nightmare Amalgam is a good choice. And then we'll trade. They have a 2/1, we have a 3/4. The Nightmare Amalgam, really good card in this. We have some pretty decent things. Turn 4 is looking a bit weak, though. We could get a really expensive Murloc and play the Sea Devil Stinger. Murloc on the 3/4. And then a Hydrologist. Ah. You're going really wide on your board. That's what I was sort of afraid of. But we have... that's not a bad thing. We'll play this, and then we'll play this. Next turn we'll Call to Arms and see what we get, and who wants to bet that we're going to end up getting 3/1/1s? Oh dear. Are you just going to go face? Because if I was you, I'd trade. I would definitely trade. Could I get a Consecration, please? That would be nice. But sadly, I don't think I'm going to be getting anything that will help me out here. Unless we get some charging Murlocs. It's pretty much my only hope, Call to Arms. Let's see what happens. It's not the worst, it's also far from the best. Because that is a lot of damage staring me in the face, and if you have a 1-drop Murloc, I'm going to... no, that's not a 1-drop at least. I've really run out of fuel really quickly. That's kind of unfortunate. As my opponent now unites the Murlocs, gets Mega Fin, and then hits me for 14 damage. and plays a secret. I think it's safe to say I'm in some bother. Oh, I'm definitely in some bother. In fact, I'm pretty sure, even if I use the Shrink Ray, I've lost. Well played. I just didn't get the Murlocs that I needed. My opponent got the Murlocs that they needed. The problem with some of the Tavern Brawls, this one included, is that it's exceptionally random. And with it being random, you can just lose because you didn't get any decent cards. I don't have any say in what cards are in my deck. My opponent can just have better ones.
Versus Jane.
On a similar token, sometimes I can just get better cards than my opponent.
Hello.
Hopefully this will go a little better. We have a 2-drop, a 3-drop, and a 4-drop, although the Murloc Knight is more accurately a 6-drop. We're going first. We don't have a 1-drop. We still don't have a 1-drop. Having a 1-drop in this brawl seems to be very important, because it gives you the advantage of momentum. Ooh, Mrglgrlgl Warrior, going straight for my face. Well, at least I have the counter to that, and that is the Blowgill Sniper. Be sniped! Marvellous. And then we could Murloc Tidecaller Rockpool Hunter, which is a really good idea because it makes the Tidecaller that much more likely to survive. +1 attack and another +1 attack. This used to be a staple of aggressive Murloc decks back in the day. Turn 1, turn 2, gives you a nice board. Now, I don't need to trade in my... ooh, that's a really good card to see. Let's get some 1-cost cards, shall we? Now, I want to play the Grimscale Oracle so that my 2-3 becomes a 3-3, and I can then hit you for 5. That's what I want to do, and I also want to play lots of Grimscale Chums next turn. You're going to do that, yes. Makes sense to get rid of my 5-2. This match seems to be going a little bit better. Let's get +1/+1. On the thing that's going to give something else +1/+1. On Finley. Very nice. I'd like to get a, which one do I want? I want to get... Being able to draw cards is quite important. Very important. Hidden Wisdom. Can actually see that getting some use in this brawl. Not a very good secret most of the time, but quite often your opponent will play a lot of... Ooh, that could be bad. Yeah, that was really bad. Goodbye, board. It was nice knowing you. Alas, Mage does have quite a lot of good board clears, but we have more Murlocs! Haha! Nice, charging Murloc. Next turn, we can get Megafin. And we will get Megafin. Okay. Not bad. And that puts you at 1 mana, which means you can't trade. I'm going to do this. I'm going to trade. I'm going to Hero Power. Get a 2/2. Get Megafin. Haha! An 8/8 for 5 Murloc that fills your hand with Murlocs. We want to just go wide now, I'm pretty sure. Actually, what we want to do is we want to play this and this. Make the mage think that I played a different secret to the one I actually am, because who'd play the secret that I'm playing? Blowgill Sniper. And Arcane Explosion, drawing me a card. And there is Finley Mrglton. I liked using Finley Mrglton. And then I get more cards. Marvellous. That's pretty useful. Okay, what do we want to do here? We could consecrate, but the board isn't big enough for that yet. I think getting more Murlocs is a good idea. Let's change our hero power up. There we go. And I think we want an amalgam. And we want a little bit of extra board with some more 1/1s. Let's do that. Let's do this. We always have Megafin if we want to refill. More Murlocs, that's fine. You have 8. You don't have a board clear, I can see. Going to trade into the 2/1. Give me another card. Draw me more cards. Not going to be that devastating for me because it's only a Murloc. So we want to trade this away now, and then trade this, and this, and this. Go face a bit here. Get another Murloc. Ooh, Finger. We'll have a Finger. Marvellous. And then we'll play Auto Defense Matrix, just to get it out of our hand. Got a nice board here. Pretty resistant to most board clears. Flame Strike will get rid of everything though. Now you have Murlocs, and you have Megafin. I imagine you're going to be playing Megafin. You'll first draw a Murloc. And then Megafin? No! More cards! I mean, you can do that. It will burn another one of my cards. It's not the worst thing in the world to have my cards burned, because now I'm going to consecrate. And then kill your Murloc and draw more Murlocs. I have Murlocs. So many Murlocs. And then I think I will Hand of Protection Finger. And then play this. I'm going to save the Seal of Champions, because I can't win yet. Just use the Seal of Champions to secure the victory. That could be Ice Block. That could very well be Ice Block. Is that Megafin? No, it's another Valfin Inquisitor to get another... That is a 1 health Valfin Inquisitor to get another one of them. Ooh, the Sea Devil Stinger. I have no more cards. Alas, which means that that is going to do nothing. Let's first hit you with a 1/1. And then we'll hit you with, let's see, this, this, and this. It is indeed Ice Block. That's fine. Hit here, here, and here. And I think now is the time to Seal of Champions. Just to keep Finger alive. Keep the dream alive, Finger. We can win once. Hopefully we can win once. If that's another Ice Block, I will have to wait another turn and take some fatigue damage. Ooh, greater arcane missiles. Fortunately, Finger lived. Let's find out if that is Ice Block. It is Ice Block number 2. Oh dear. Well, fortunately, we have some minions we can play. I'm not going to be playing these because they will draw me cards, and I do not want to draw cards. Fortunately, there aren't many Murlocs that can taunt. There's still one that summons a 1/1 slime that has taunt. There's Megafin! Don't know what Megafin's going to do here for you, though, sadly. I have a lot of Murlocs on the board. Look at this Murloc here. You definitely let that Murloc into the Silver Hand, wouldn't you? I don't know who wouldn't. Well played. I got a win. Marvellous. Let's go for one more. And not with the Paladin class. we're going to pick a different class. We're going to go... which one are we going to go? Shaman is an option because Shaman has some spells that synergize with Murlocs. But I'm going to go... No, I'm going to go Shaman. There is a Tavern Brawl with Murlocs. Why not be a Murloc playing Murlocs? It's like Mrglgrlgl was made for this brawl. I imagine I'm going to be facing a Paladin though, because Paladins are very popular. But maybe not. I did just face a mage after all. Warlock.
Versus Gul'dan.
Well, this is going to be interesting. Tidecaller on 1, pretty good. Mrglton, pretty good. Totemic Might, less good. In fact, kind of rubbish. Very rubbish. Now, do you have a 1-drop Murloc? No, you don't. We have Voltaic Burst. I'm going to coin Mrglton and hope to get something aggressive. 1/1s are good, Steady Shot is good, 1/1s are better though. Oh, Totemic Might, you are going to be completely useless. Rockpool Hunter. I could freeze that. You know what? I will. And then I'll just go face. Now, the Warlock has Hellfire. The Warlock also has Defile. Both are really good at clearing Murlocs. That's kind of what I'm worried about. Nothing, eh? Nothing. If I use Voltaic Burst, I will end up with a... I'll end up with a 1 health minion. I'm probably going to end up with a 1 health minion either way. So instead, I'm going to do this and that, and then play this and then that.
Reporting for duty.
It's still going to get defiled away, and if it does, I'm in trouble, but I do need to press the attack, because otherwise I'm going to lose horribly. Implosion! 2. Not the worst. Voltaic Burst will actually get some use here. They have Rush. They're going to clear those imps. And then we're going to go face with our very small amount of damage. Gonna keep the Tiny Fin though. The Tiny Fin I may get some good use out of. And I can use the Sea Devil Stinger next turn to get out a Murloc without worrying about my mana. Ooh, Murkai. You're gonna die no matter what though, Murkai. Yeah, I thought you might go face. Ooh, that's a good one. That's a very good one. We'll do this. We'll do this. And then we will trade, 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 face. And we'll keep our Tiny Fin and our Totemic Might. The most mighty of spells! If you have lots of totems. I do not have lots of totems. You're going to do that. Okay. We can summon Murlocs, though. Ooh, Lava Shock. Not as useful as I'd like right now. We'll just do this. We actually really quickly want to get to, Mega Fin. So if we do this and that, our 1 damage will go to face. Oh, all 1 damage. Admittedly, it's very slowly getting through to the Warlock. Warlock's now at 14. I'm at 25, but a lot can change. This Warlock has played 3 Murlocs, and I've played 8. Why have you only played 3 Murlocs? What is your hand full of? I have no idea.
So many possibilities.
We could get a really good Mega Fin turn. Really good indeed. We could play everything in our hand, then play Mega Fin and get 10 Murlocs. that is hopefully what's going to happen. Shaman also has Neptulon, which isn't a Murloc, but does give you Murlocs. That card is now in Wild, and I did quite like using that card when I had the chance to. I'm very curious as to what your hand is full of. Is your hand full of spells? It could be full of spells. That would explain why you're not playing much. We could just deal 2 damage to your face and clear out my hand, because as long as I get a Murloc, I have Mega Fin next turn. There is a Murloc. Quite a good one too. A very good Murloc. We'll do this. Get even more Murlocs soon enough. What do we get? A 3-2. That's fine. You're now at 11.
Almost out of time.
And you may have given up. It does really make me wonder what you have in your hand. Well played. I don't know what you had, but clearly it wasn't that good. And so that was a few matches in the Tavern Brawl. Send in the Murlocs. I do quite like the Tavern Brawls when they aren't exceptionally random. This one is random, but not as bad as some of the others. There are some really bad ones for random effects. There's one where your deck is random and the cost of the cards within that deck are also random every turn. So you can start on turn 1 and have a turn 1 10 mana legendary. And then your opponent goes, well, I have this 0 mana thing that will kill your legendary, and then I have 2 1 mana things that are also legendaries. It's very random. If you win or not is not so much about strategy, but more about, does the random number generator say that you'll win? Those ones aren't good. The ones with more strategy to them, like the Murloc one there, even though there's lots of randomness, they're a lot better, and there are some really good Tavern Brawls. I always try my best to get the card pack, if nothing else. And so, when we come back, folks, I will have a few more decks that I want to show off. I also have some cards there that I got. I didn't want to go into that. I wanted to go into this. There are a few decks here that I need to show off, and a couple more decks that I want to make. A few more that I've had some ideas for, and I think I'll give them a go. They'll probably fail miserably, but they might not. And so, I'll catch you next time, folks, and I'll see you then. Later. I do not do a good Murloc. I really don't. Later.